Hey guys, Mike here at MS Tutorials, and welcome back to a new video. All right, before we get started, I've been asked to kind of crank up the volume a bit, so please let me know if this is okay. And that said, let's get to the tutorial of today. I received a question to model a ninja throwing star. Okay, so that's what we're going to create. Let's get started. We're going to take a polygon pipe. We're going to hit R to scale that out, and we're going to push that way down, make that nice and thin. And in our attribute editor, we are going to decrease the thickness to, let's say, 0.2, maybe even less. Let's do 0.1. Yeah, just have a look. And what we'll do is we will increase the subdivision count to 40, maybe make that a little bit thicker, 0.2, 0.15, why not? Okay, all right. So got that, looks good. We're gonna hit Control D to duplicate it. We're gonna hit W, and we're gonna raise that up just slightly, like so. All right, looks good. And then make sure that that's centered, but it should be because it originated from the grid. And then we're gonna take a polygon cube. We're gonna hit R once again, and we're gonna stretch it out like so. And we're gonna have a look from our top here. And let's do that, all right. And then we're going to go to Mesh Tools, insert Edgeloop Tool option box. We'll do multiple edges, and let's do 8. And we're going to add them right there. Close that out. Hit Q on your keyboard. I'll hit 4 for wireframe mode so we can see it better. Okay. We're going to right-click, go to Vertex. And what I'll do is I will take these, hit R, push that in, take these two, pull it out like so. Then we're going to take these, push them in towards a point, and we'll take these and we'll push them out like that. Okay. Let's just have a look from this view to make sure that this guy is sitting where it should. So right-click Object Mode. We're going to hit W. We're going to bring that up until we are in between here. Have to zoom in. Hit R to scale up just a little. So we got that. Cool. And then we're going to select this guy. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate, E to rotate, and hold down J to snap in steps, like so. And then we're going to take these two, and we're going to go to Mesh and Combine. Okay. And we want to make sure that it's not going to become a problem once we UV. Okay. All right. Next, we are going to take another cube. Just hit W, pull that out, hit F to zoom in, R to scale down, and let's just pull that out like so. We're going to go to Mesh Tools, insert Edgeloop Tool, option box. We'll do multiple, and in multiple we'll do 1 because it will be centered if you do, like so. Close that out, hit Q on our keyboard, right-click Vertex. We're going to select these vertices. We're going to hit R and we're going to push them into a point. And then from our top view, we're going to right-click, go to Object Mode. We're going to hit W. We're going to pull that in. Okay, then we're going to hit E to rotate. Hold down J and snap it to 45 degrees, like so. And then we're going to hit W and we're going to move that out here. And we want that point to point straight towards the center of the grid right there. And we want it to be centered out right there, okay? Then we're going to hit the insert key. Actually, first let's make sure we got the right thickness. So hit F to zoom in, 4 for wireframe mode, and we'll bring that up, and then hit R and scale that up. Bring it down just a bit. All right, back to our top view. Hit the insert key. We're going to move our pivot point to the center of our grid and hold down X so you can snap it. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate, E to rotate, hold down J to snap it until we are right there, and then hit Shift D and Shift D to duplicate that. All right, I have to zoom in. So this is what we got so far. Now we're going to create the main blades for these guys. And for that, we are going to take a polygon cube, hit R to scale that out, W to pull that out, F to zoom in. And height-wise, we're just going to have a look here. We're going to pull that up. Something like that. Actually, we're going to make that a bit thinner. After all, it's a blade, right? Okay. So we got that. We're going to hit W. We want to have the blade kind of originate somewhere halfway this guy here. So hit F to zoom in. Let's do right there. I guess that's okay. We're going to right click at a vertex on this guy only, sorry. Let's try that again. Object mode, right click vertex. Okay. We're going to hit R. We're going to bring that out just slightly. Make sure it's not too much. And then we're going to push that in. Have to zoom in so we can make that nice and tight. All right. And what we're going to do is from our top view, we're going to add an edge loop. So I think that's still at 1, I believe. There we go. Q on a keyboard. I'm not too happy with the shape yet, so right click vertex. Let's hit R and kind of scale that out, and then take this guy and hit W and kind of pull it out like that. Okay. Just checking the proportions a little bit here to make sure that it's looking okay. So we'll take the whole thing. Let's kind of bring that in. I think that looks a bit better. All right, not quite there yet. Mesh tools, insert Edgeloop tool. We're going to do one right down the middle. For the purpose of, we're going to hit F for wireframe mode, taking R and scaling that up. 5 for shaded mode. Back a little bit. We don't want to see it there. And then we're going to right click on our vertex, take these guys and push that back into a point, which will kind of enhance that blade feeling. Okay, cool. So we got that. We're going to go back to our top view. Let's right click and go to object mode. There we go. Let's hit the insert key to move the pivot point. We're going to move that towards the center. Hold down X on your keyboard to snap it. Then we're going to hit Control D to duplicate, E to rotate, and hold down J while you're rotating to make sure that it ends up right there, okay? And then we're going to hit Shift D and Shift D to repeat those. All right. Cool. So now let's apply some material to this guy. We're going to take all of that. Actually, we're going to take everything with the exception of our 4 blade points. Let's do mesh combine. Right click, assign new material. And let's do an MIA material. Material tab presets. And let's go to Chrome and replace. And then we're going to move up and we're going to change the color to black. And let's see, reflectivity is still good, glossiness is good, that's all nice. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply a bump map to it. So actually we're going to go into our material. Not quite sure if and how and when. Let's see. Let me think, guys. What I'm going for, I can achieve that with a Berlin, and it will be easier to do the bump map. So I'll just take this guy, assign new material. We'll do a Berlin, and we'll make that black. Okay, and let's just tweak it a little bit. I want the, let's see, the specular roll off. Let's increase that a little bit. I want to increase the reflectivity because I want it to look a little bit like black chrome. That's all good. And then I'm going to go to my bump map right here and hit the checkered box. I think it's lagging a little bit. I didn't hit it right or something. Oh, there it is. File. We're going to go actually to our bump depth. Let's do 0.25. Okay. Then we go to our file. We're going to hit the folder. And I have this scratched metal that I turned into a black and white image to use as our bump map. Should be good. And then we're going to take our blade tips. Right click, assign new material. Let's do MIA, material X, material tab, presets, Chrome, replace. And then we're going to select our entire object, go to mesh and combine, edit, delete by type history, and modify and freeze transformation. Where'd it go? Right there. Then we're going to rotate our object a little bit, hit W and pull that up, and make sure that it's almost touching the surface with one of the points there. And then we'll take a plane, we'll hit R, we'll scale that out. I'm going to right click, assign new material. Let's go with a Fong E. Fong E, we'll take white. And then I'm just going to go in and right click, go to edge, take that entire edge row and go to edit mesh and extrude. Hit W to pull that up. And then select it again and go to edit mesh and bevel. We're going to increase the fraction a bit and increase the segments to make it nice and round. All good. Let's find a good angle. We'll take this guy, right click object mode, hit E and kind of tilt it a bit. We'll take our floor, hit W, kind of move it over like that. I'm just going to turn on my resolution gate here. Okay, so this needs to move, so double click on that edge and move it so it will, hang on, right click object mode, we'll hit R and we'll stretch it out. So there shouldn't be an issue. I'm not quite sure about the white. It's going to be very, very reflective, but we'll give it a try. This looks about good, so I'm going to go to View, Bookmark, Edit Bookmark, and we'll call it New, and Apply, and Close. Let's set up some lighting. Create, Lights, Area Light. I'm going to hit W to move it, and let's 7 on my keyboard so I can actually see what it's doing, okay? Hit T to get your aim control. And I'm just going to have a look at the angle here. That's kind of a good angle, I think. All right. And in this area light shape, we're going to scroll down to shadows. And we don't want to use depth map shadows. We want to make sure we've got ray trace shadows. Okay, so that's good. Then what we're going to do is we're going to hit Control D to duplicate that light. We're going to move one over here. Raise it up a bit. We don't want the light to be too strong on the floor. And on this guy, we're going to turn off the shadows. Okay. And then Control D once again. Move it back and over and down. And again, you don't want to have too much light going on there. Now on that one, because we duplicated it, we don't have any shadows set, but we also want to decrease the intensity. So let's do 0.2 on that one. And this one we'll do 0.5. Okay. We're going to go to View, Bookmark, New. We're going to go to our render settings. Open that up. We're going to render in Mental Ray. I'm going to choose HD 1080 for the size. Quality tab, about 1.5 overall quality. Lighting quality is good. We're going to go to our scene. Let's see if there's anything we need to do there. Not so much. Okay, configuration. I'm going to go to global illumination, and I'm going to select GPU there. Okay, and then we're going to go back to our legacy options and select show advanced for that. And we're going to select global illumination. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to hit render and I'll be back in a sec. Right guys, well, I killed the render because I wasn't too pleased with that. Didn't look good. So mainly because of the bump map, it doesn't look good. So I'm going to go to mesh and separate, and then I'll take this, all of that, and that. Yeah, got all of it. Mesh combine, right click assign new material. We'll do a black blend. That's good. And I think there's one other thing that I want to tweak. I'm going to select this. Now I'm going to mesh combine the whole thing. And I'm just going to level that out. Let's see if we can get that close to straight here. That's what you get when you freeze transformations. You have difficulty setting it back to its original pose. But that's okay, I guess. We're going to take a polygon cylinder. We're going to pull that up. We're going to make sure that we have enough subdivision. Let's do 30. Then we're going to select it. We're going to hit R and we're going to scale that in quite a bit and pull that up. We're going to switch to our top view. hit W, and what we're going to do is we're going to position it up here. And what we'll actually do is hold down X, sorry, phi. It's kind of hoping to get it aligned with that guy right there. There we go. All right, we're going to check the position on that one. I have to zoom in. All right, we're going to hit R. We're going to push it down a bit. That looks about right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit the insert key. We're going to move the pivot point to the center of this guy. Which is kind of tricky in this position, but we have the ability to check it manually. So we're going to Control D to duplicate, E to rotate. And we're just going to have a look and see if it's sitting okay. Looks like. Then we're going to hit Shift D and Shift D, and then we're going to tweak these manually. Okay, so we're going to hit W, modify center pivot. And I'm going to take this one, modify center pivot. All right. And take one. That one went through too far because of the angle. Probably same here. All right. We're going to select these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right click, assign new material. Let's do an MIA material. Material tab, presets, copper, and replace. And then we're going to drag select the whole thing, deselect the floor, hit Control G to group it, modify center pivot, and now we can rotate that back. And let's see what our bookmark looks like. Yeah, looks cool. Okay, let's give this another try. I'm going to hit pause. See you guys in a sec. Right, guys. Well, there you have it. There's our ninja throwing star. And hopefully this inspired you to come up with your own unique design. Just a few thoughts on how you could model something like this. And that said, thank you guys for watching, as always, and I'd love to see you guys again. Thank you. Bye.